everyone, today we are going to be looking at the Faber Castell Goldfaber pencils. Now I've been lucky enough to be sent a lightly used set of the Goldfaber pencils. They came like this to me, so I haven't got the original packaging, but I have 38 pencils here. So I've swatched them here. What I've done is I've put together a swatch chart for the maximum Goldfaber, which is the 48. I've made that blank swatch chart available on my Ko-fi, and I have swatched in the ones that I've got so that I could see what the colours were. Now, interestingly, all bar one of the names and numbers are the same as the Faber Castell Polychromos. So I thought it might be fun to do a little bit of a comparison with Polychromos as well. Firstly, saying there's 48 of here is the maximum, whereas with Polychromos you may know there's 120. So the Polychromos you get a much bigger range. The Polychromos are aimed at adults. They're a professional light fast range, not fully light fast, but you know, much more so. These are aged 13 plus, so they're aimed more at children and student grade pencils. I'll show you the differences. Let's take one out of the case. So this one is actually a very interesting one. Oh, I didn't get it. This is number 147. Now 147, let's just pop them aside for a minute. We'll do some colouring with them in a minute, but I'll just show you them. So number 147 is light blue, according to the list that I found on Faber Castell's website. Now, of course, Polychromos doesn't have a light blue, but when I had a quick look at the colour, I felt that it was really similar to middle phthalo blue. Okay, so I don't quite know what that one is, just an anomaly really. All the others colours appear in the Polychromos, and the colours are the same. So actually what I thought I might do with this swatch chart is I'm going to cheat slightly, and the ones that I don't have in a Goldfaber, I'm actually going to fill in with the Polychromos because I have all those, and that means that you can have a look at all the colours. Obviously it's a different pencil brand, but and it goes down differently on the paper, which we'll talk about more when I start to do some colouring. But I thought it would give you a look at what colour range there is in the 48 set. Now there is a 24 set and there are a couple of 12 sets as well, so there are different size packets. Now they're much cheaper than Polychromos, but you can buy them open stock, which is really good news, because that can be really annoying if you use up your favourite one. So there is that, and you can see the range of colours. The ones that are missing got another yellow here. This is the salmon, so we've got all our sort of light flesh tones, as they used to call them. This is the magenta. We've got a helio blue reddish here, cobalt turquoise, deep cobalt green, a light yellow ochre, a burnt sienna, and a silver is missing from there. Now, something I found absolutely fascinating when I swatched them is that the gold went down so much better than the gold in the Polychromos. The Polychromos gold is very hard and scratchy. These are much softer, and they're not soft, don't get me wrong, they're not a soft pencil, but it went down much nicer, and I could layer it up and it just looks better. So that's interesting. We'll do a comparison colour with a couple of them as well in a minute. So that is the swatch chart. As I say, I'll finish that. It'll be made available for you to download for free from my Ko-fi. But we're going to do some colouring with all of the pencils. I've grabbed this page. This is Rita Berman's autumn book. And this page I thought was quite good for testing out pencils, different colours and things like that. So I'm going to come in a bit closer. We're not going to necessarily test every colour because they're the same as Polychromos almost. I thought maybe we would, maybe we wouldn't, but I'll show you how they go down. So we come in nice and close. So this is this strange light blue colour. It's number 147. Now the numbers are the same on Polychromos and on these. I'm just checking that I'm not talking nonsense, but I'm not. The numbers are the same. So this one is a number which we don't have in Polychromos. So I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to do the other phthalo blues around it so that you can judge for yourself with regards to this colour, because as I say, it's a bit of an anomaly. So here it is, 147. Now the names aren't on the barrel. I took them off the website. Now, it's a bit annoying. You know, we all like a name on a barrel, don't we? But it is what it is. So that's me really saturating it into the paper there, layering it up in the centre. Okay, and to do an instant comparison, oops, I'm just going to grab the middle phthalo blue in the Polychromos, and you can judge for yourself. It's quite hard on that. So this is our middle phthalo blue. You can't really see that. And I'm going to do this inner ring here and layer it up. It does look a bit darker to me, actually. It looks a bit darker. So I don't think that's it. Now, I can feel like I can get a sharper point on the Polychromo, and I'm going to do another. Whoops! I'm going to do another row with the 147, a row of petals, and I'm going to do the light phthalo blue, and you can decide. I'm going to block it down. I'm not shading it at this point because we need to see it. Yeah, what I find is that these seem to be softer, smoother. When I sharpen them, I don't feel like they're poking right into the paper. You know, when I sharpen a Polychromos, I can feel that needle point on my paper. I can't feel that with this. It feels much smoother. And so it depends what you like, whether these would be more appealing or not. As I say, I'm sure they're cheaper. So that's definitely lighter than that, isn't it? I don't know what I was doing earlier, but I wasn't looking properly. So let's have a look at the light phthalo blue, because obviously it's quite close, but this is the light. I'm just going to sharpen it. I felt that looks darker as well, slightly darker. What do you think? Do you think it's the same? It's very close. I'd say if I was doing a comparison swatch chart, I'd put those two together, wouldn't you? There we go. Right, I'm going to stop there because it's boring. So it's much of a muchness, isn't it? Really, really close, but just not quite there. Right, let's look at some of the others and see how close they are, the ones that the actual same number. So just out of interest, because I think they should be the same. Let's grab a nice colour. I was just touching the white. I was like, no, I don't think so. So this is the, this is 134. I think it's crimson. Yeah. So we'll do this over here on this flower. And what I'm going to do is do every other petal in crimson. Again, I'm going to lay it down thick so that you can really see the colour. Let's hope it's got the right number of petals. If it's the same shade, it shouldn't matter. Oh, it hasn't. Never mind. There we go. So there's the crimson in the Goldfaber. And then I'm going to grab my crimson. Yeah, this is the Polychromos crimson. Put it in between. I feel it looks a bit lighter, but I'm going to sharpen it. Layer it up a bit. Can you tell the difference? It's very close, isn't it? Very, very, very close. I think it might as well be the same. My colouring isn't being very neat. And it's not me, it's my colouring. Now I'm going to try a bit of blending. I think that would be fun, because Polychromos usually just layer. They don't really blend. And and we're going to try something. We're going to grab a different one. This page is going to be really random. I shall finish it off later and it will just look very old. I'm going to try a red. I want to try red, orange, yellow. I'll just get the pencils out of the case. It's going to be a big clatter. There we go. All right, there's an orange. There's a yellow. Let's try those three. You can't see them. You can see sort of red, orange, yellow. So we've got, I think that's orange. Is that 118? Oh no, that's red. Now, hang on, we'll just switch that out. Right, so we've gone for dark chrome yellow, dark cadmium orange, and scarlet red. And I'm going to try a blend on the outside ring of that. And then we're going to try it with Polychromos in the same colours and see what happens. Who's going to know what's going to happen? So this is our darkest, this is the red. And I'm just going to start here really. And then sort of fade it a bit like that. It's quite an easy blend getting an orange in there with the yellow. Fade that one there, and fade that one there. It goes quite nice and soft. They feel soft. And now I'm going to get my orange. I'm going to start there, take off a bit there. Like that. I feel the colours are a bit easier, more intense somehow. And this is our yellow. So just go over the end of that orange. Like that. Oops. It's quite a nice blend, isn't it? So let's grab 118. There's 118. That one, I think. Yeah, let me just check. Oh no, that's 108. I need 109. Is that right? Yeah, 109, 115, 116. Yeah, got them. Here they are. Right, so we're going to do exactly the same on this more inner one. To do a bit less. It looks different. When I'm putting this down, I don't know how much you can see, but it almost feels like I can see the individual strokes, whereas with this one I didn't feel like I could. Might be to do with how sharp the pencil is. There. And here is a dark cadmium orange. I feel like we've got a bit more intensity with the Polychromos, which I guess you would hope for considering the cost. And the fact that they're more light fast. This is our yellow. There we go. I didn't leave much space for the yellow. It's my fault. Down here there's really none. But there we go. I feel they're very, very close. Very close indeed. That's very interesting, isn't it? Now they both say they're smudge proof. They both say they're a thick core, that they don't break easily, and all those sorts of things. They have those same claims. The claims with the Polychromos that you don't get. Oh, they both also say they're sort of good for the environment and things like that. The things you don't get with these is the lightfastness. Now lightfastness can be, I'm just going to colour with this yellow. This is 107. Lightfastness is quite an interesting thing to consider. Now, if you're colouring a page and it's going to be in a room on the wall, you want it to be light fast because it'll fade. The sunshine, UV fades pencil, and yeah. So you want to protect against that. If it's something that you're very precious about, or you've doing a commission for someone and they paid for it, you know, you want to make sure that it is light fast. But if you're doing it in a colouring book, it's pretty much protected from the light. Although, saying that, I have had a swatch chart that faded, and the swatch chart was kept inside the pencil case with the pencils in. So you know, but some pencils are better more fadey, fade more quickly than others. Pinks fade really badly, apparently, which is why in Derwent Lightfast there aren't a lot of pinks. I learnt this from Sarah Rennie Clark, by the way. She did a video on it. It was very, very interesting. And there are different ways to test light fastness, and there isn't a standard way. So you can say something's light fast because you left it outside on your window for an hour. You know, it doesn't have to be like years, months. It can be an hour. So yeah, that's where it gets a bit sketchy. We're going to do some gold on this now. This is the gold in the Goldfaber. Yeah. I'm going to sharpen it actually. Now it might be very difficult for you to see, but I feel like this is going down reasonably well as a regular pencil. And I find with the Polychromos gold, I'm going to put some in the middle. I don't find it does that. Where is it? Here it is. So here's my Polychromos gold. One layer. I can barely see it to put another one on. There we go. Now when you put it in the light, does it catch the light? Can't get it to catch. Hang on, to tip the book. Tip the book towards the lamp. Yeah, there isn't really much of a shine, is there? I see more shine on the yellow than the gold. Neither of them are particularly impressive, to be honest. But I felt that the Goldfaber was a bit softer. I think all of them are. The pencils are a little bit softer. So I think if you like a softer pencil, it might be a good option for you. And as I say, you can buy them open stock, which means that you don't have to buy the full set of colours, which I have here. You don't have to buy this full set. And if there are colours that you really, really want, that you that aren't in these 48, you can always buy a Polychromos one to just give you that colour without having to splash out for the whole set. You know, these being their student grade pencils, they are cheaper. I've seen them for sale in shops around the UK. I think in Hobbycraft they also sell the Polychromos, but they don't sell them open stock, the Goldfaber. They only sell Polychromos open stock. I've not seen Goldfaber for sale anywhere open stock, but Faber Castell's website has them open stock. So I'm sure, I don't know if you can buy directly from them. They must be available somewhere if they offer that sort of service, sort of thing. So that's good. I'm just going to show you the white as well. There's a white. I'm going to grab my black paper. It's always quite nice to do a little bit of a black paper test. Let's just move the swatch chart away, because I did swatch the white, but you can't really see because I swatched it on white paper. Oh, I can hear the washing machine beeping that it's finished, and husband's just mopping the floor. Oh well. Oh, here's a page with a bit of white testing for white pens. So we'll do the pencils on it. Oh, I don't know what went clonk, clonk, clonk then. Right, so here is our Goldfaber white. Not bad, is it? Where's the Polychromos white? Oh. It's very hard for me to tell you whether I pressed equally on both, but this one looks more saturated than this one, but this was sharper, so it could have something to do with it. So there are the two whites. They show up really, really, really well on the black paper. I wonder where the other colours do. No, we haven't really tested them before on black paper. Does the yellow? Not bad, is it? But what about a darker colour, like a blue? Now I'm just having fun. Even the black shows up on black. It's more the light catching it though, than it actually showing up. That's quite interesting. I don't know if people use black paper very much, but I'm sure the Polychromos probably act in the same way. This is a Polychromo. Yeah, you do find some colour. What happens with black is it's quite interesting colouring on black paper, but you get a reverse. So normally on paper, as you fade like this, you get a lighter bit here. You get your darker bit. So on a normal paper, you get your most saturated bit here, which will be your darker colour, and you would fade it down to white. Here it's the other way. This is your lightest bit and you're fading it into black. So the black is darker. This bit goes darker. So it's like it's the opposite direction. And it becomes quite difficult to work it all out. What I did once was I traced a picture and then I traced it with a white pencil. And then when I turned it over and scribbled on the back, the white pencil came off on the black paper so I could then colour it. It was a right palaver. And I coloured it with white and pale colours, and it was really hard. It was just like doing the opposite. To switch my brain round, it was really tricky. But anyway, there's a little experiment for you. And they also say they're smudge proof, and as we're here, we can just, oh, that one's smudging. But that's interesting. That's this one. Maybe there were some bits that needed brushing off. Let's give it a fair test. Let's really thick it here. I can see all the bits popping off it as I do that. So it might just be the loose bits that smudged. So I'm going to brush it off first and then try and smudge it. No, it doesn't smudge now. It was just loose bits. So that's fair. That's a fairer test, isn't it? And how do they erase? I've got this actual Faber Castell eraser. Seems like a good test. Ooh. I don't know whether things erase well off this paper. Oh, that one's not bad, is it? That's a Polychromo. It's much better at erasing. That's quite fascinating. The Polychromos are better at erasing. I've just lost a hair. Yeah, it's so much better. That one, although that one's a lot thicker. My eraser's rubbing out. Interesting. But they do erase a little bit, so I think that's okay. I don't think any of us have really high expectations with regards to erasing. But there are the different on black. Let's just put that away. We don't usually do that. There we go. So I was going to run through all the colours with you. I'm colouring some florals. So you just got to see them all. Oops. So we've done the white now. We've done those. Let's let's clear off the book. Right. Let's just push the colours away a bit. So we did the crimson and the light blue. Right. Let's just do a few random bits and bobs. So we've done the gold. And the reds, no, we didn't do these reds. Okay, let's do this one. This is 126. I'll tell you what the names are as I colour. It might be interesting for you. Oh, my light's suddenly gone all yellow. What's that? Why has it gone yellow? Hang on. Sorry, I'm just going to adjust my lamp. That's better. Right, it's coming a bit closer. So I've got a 126 here, which is the permanent carmine. I'm just going to do it over here a little bit, just so you can see some of the colours. They're very saturated, I would say. They're quite smooth on this paper. This paper's quite smooth, not too smooth, but fairly smooth. So there we go. Okay, and now we've got a yellow here. This is 107, which is the cadmium yellow. I can do this in the background. I'm not very good at yellow. It's quite vibrant. I'm trying to layer it up quite a bit so you can see it. It's only a tiny area, isn't it? There we go. Now we have 121, which is the pale geranium lake. Just go around here. There we go. Now we have 105, the light cadmium yellow. So we're going a bit lighter with our yellow. There isn't a lemony yellow in this mix, but I think this one is pretty much works quite well for lemon. Now I'm going to grab a brown. This is 187. This is the burnt ochre. I like this colour. I use it for, I tend to sometimes use it for flower pots because I think it's a bit nice and terracotta. But it's quite a nice mixy brown as well, you know, a lighter brown. What Faber Castell do not have is, going for this 176 Van Dyke brown. What Faber Castell do not have is a beige. A lot of colours, a lot of sets don't. Prismacolor do, and Holbein do. But sometimes I really want one, and it's very difficult to sort of manufacture a beige. You can put down a very light stroke of brown, darker brown, and then put some cream on top, but it doesn't always look quite right. Okay, what else have we got going for us here? What should I add into the mix? I could put a few greens in, couldn't I? This is May green, one of my faves. There we go. And then we've got this one. This is the olive green yellowish. It's quite sad, I could just tell from the colour on the end. Another difference, of course, is the actual pencil barrel. Oh, ow, sorry. It's hurt my toe. The pencil barrel isn't the colour of the pencil, only the end is dipped. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to find the pencil so quickly. You know, when you've got a whole pencil for your eye to catch, colour-wise, it is easier. I'm going to do this one. I think there's lots of different sections for lots of colours. We'll get some blues in here. This is 149, which is the bluish turquoise. Yeah, I don't remember what I was in the middle of on the other one over there. In the blue one, I just have to guess. Oops. This is 120, which is ultramarine. I don't often like ultramarine colours, but the Polychromos ultramarine I do like. This colour here is 143, which is cobalt blue. And I'm just blocking in the colour, but in a minute I'm going to try and do a little bit of a fade. See how easy it is to achieve that, because that's an effect that I like doing. So we'll get there in a minute. I'll find a sort of good section for that. This is 140. There was some speed there, light ultramarine, yes. Testing myself then. Bit of brain testing. I think it stopped raining at last. It's been very hard rain. We've only got, we've got two. What's the other one? What's that? I might go for that one. Yeah, this is the light cobalt green. No, I'm lying. This is the cobalt green, sorry. So it's almost that. What I'm going to do is put it down quite deep here, and then try and fade it to the edges so you can see how that works. And I can see how that works too. Actually, I know it works. I was using these pencils yesterday. They just fade it off like that. Yeah, I was using them yesterday. I completed a double page with them actually. Yeah, they were okay. They didn't look as good as they could have done because I was colouring on my lap. It's always much better on the table. But yeah, it was just happened to be the way I was on that day. So yeah, it's a little bit messy. But you know, there we go. Round and round, just tidy up those edges. They get a bit of a fade. It's not the best colour actually to pick for that, is it? Because it's can't saturate it that well because it's not that dark. But there we go. Get there. Okay, I'm going to grab this one. What's this? 154 light cobalt turquoise around here. So you can see there's quite a nice colour range. I'm liking how they're going down on the paper. Am I going to use this one? 161, it is the phthalo green. This one for me, yeah, we've got a light phthalo green. I should have used that probably. Anyway, I think it's a fairly good choice of colour in the set, in that we don't have too many yellows. Well, there's 3, but we don't have too many greys, which is, you know, it's nice in a way having quite a few greys. But if you're having a small set, I feel it would be wasted with too many greys. Where are we going now? This way maybe. Maybe this one. So yeah, so I'm quite happy with the fact that this is the blue violet, I think. 137, yeah. Yeah, in the smaller set, I wouldn't want that many greys, same as yellows. Maybe it's a little bit short on the purples, although there's 2 in a set of 48. Maybe that's enough. There's quite a few more pinks than purples, but that's often the case, isn't it? This is the purple violet, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I think I could probably do with a light brown. I quite like the raw umber, or the this is middle purple pink. Yeah, I quite like the raw umber, or the what's that colour? Brown ochre, I think it's called. Would be nice. But instead of well, I think the light yellow glaze is probably a little bit unnecessary. And we've probably got a few too many blues. I don't think we need the ultramarine and the light ultramarine. They're really quite similar. So I'd probably miss out one of those. But pretty good. I mean, obviously, it all depends. If blue's your favourite colour, then you're going to want all the blues. I think this is light magenta. Yeah. Getting good at this. Yeah, they are. The colours are the same, so, which is really good. But it does mean if you've, say, for example, got a set of Polychromos and you can't afford to, this is the 167 permanent green olive. I'm just going to pretend these are leaves. And you can't afford to replace them as open stock, then maybe these might work better for you if some of your favourite colours were in this set. Just a thought. But also having open stock means you can try them out first and see if you like them. As I say, they do feel different. There's a real difference. So, you know, if Polychromos are your joy and you don't want anything else that feels different to it, then it's not going to be for you. 266 permanent green. But if you want to try something a bit different or want something a little bit softer, it might work. I've got quite a few other pencils to play with as well, new ones that I was sent by the same lovely Linda who sent me these. but I'm slowly sort of working them out because she's bought them open stock. Making swatch charts has been taking me a bit longer. This is 166, which is grass green, which is absolutely fine. I do enjoy doing it. It's been fun doing a bit of detective work. Like with these, I was trying to work out, is this the 36 set, but there's 38? Is it the 36 set plus 2? But actually I found that there's not a 36 set. So it's probably either all open stock or can do some green around the edge of here, I think. This is the 163, which is the emerald green. So it's much more likely, it could be the 36 set plus 2 extras. I think I was trying to work out whether it was that or not. No, there isn't a 36 set, that's right. So it could be the 24 set with some extras, because all of the ones that are here that I was given are in the 24 set, but they're just not sure. So yeah, I was trying to do a bit of working out. It was quite fun. Guessing. 162, which is the light phthalo green, will pop in here. Yeah. Sorry, you're not really in the middle, are you? So yeah, so I thought, weirdly, I would expect a cheaper Faber Castell pencil to actually be harder, but I think these are softer. But my ideas are hard and soft. I don't know whether I always agree with people, because Castle Arts reckon that their gold set are softer, are harder, more like a Polychromos compared with their soft touch. This is 123, which is fuchsia, compared to their soft touch, which they reckon is their softer pencils, whereas I think it's the other way round. 131 is coral. I always think their soft touch are harder and the gold are softer. So I don't know if I'm just a bit weird, but I expected these to be sort of harder and drier, it's perhaps, and not as smooth. But yeah. This is 132. It's beige red, is it? Yeah. Couldn't find it. Got there in the end. Now we have this colour. What's this? 192. Oh, it's Indian red. Well, that'll work. Indian red. I probably won't do the black. I don't know if I want... Oh, I could do it actually. Here's the black. Let's do it in the middle of here. Black will work in there. So the fact that numbers are the same as Polychromos makes it much easier. This is the 233 Cold Grey. So the fact that they don't have names on them means that you can easily find out what they are from the website or from, you know, that sort of thing. But it's all in my swatch chart, so I put the names and the numbers there. So you can go and grab that. So if you've got these already and you're a bit like, well, what are the names? Then you can go and find it. So that's good. And the last one I've got here is 273, which is the warm grey. I'm just going to put it around here. So there's a bit of messy colouring and a sort of quick chat about the pencils. So yeah, I am, as I said, I'm liking them. They seem soft. They don't seem like, for me, they don't feel like a cheap alternative. They feel like a different pencil with the same nice colours to Polychromos, if you know what I mean. Maybe that's just me. Gosh, that page is going to be weird. Yeah, it's going to be a right random thing, but I shall finish it at some point, and you'll see it in my completed pages. I might put it in October's or November's, I'm not sure yet. It doesn't really matter, but you'll see it anyway. Sort of randomness. But yes, so that is sort of all my sort of impressions. Got questions, ask me. I may or may not know. But there you go. But the swatch charts, the links in the description. The link to buy the pencils is also in the description. I shall try and find where you can get open stock. It might be available on Amazon. Not sure. So I'll have a look into that. But there we go. So that is me for this video. I hope that was enjoyable, a bit different, just being a bit random. But I thought it was interesting to compare them with the Polychromos, just because they're like the sort of gold standard in Faber Castell pencils type thing. It was really interesting just to see how different they were. But there we go. So thank you for watching. Hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, and happy colouring.